Hello, this is Teacher Clara again. I am going to read to you this book called The Perfectly Orderly House by Kindt McKenzie and illustrated by Lloyd. Kindt McKenzie is special to me because she is my husband's mom, and she wrote several books. This is her only picture book. She wrote mostly chapter books, and I'll start reading one of those eventually too. Anyway, she's very funny. She wrote this book, she says, as a autobiography, which kind of means that she was thinking about herself when she came up with the little old lady's problem in this story. So she wasn't as messy as this little old lady, I promise. But that's how she wrote it anyway. I hope you enjoy it. Here we go. The Perfectly Orderly House by Kindt McKenzie, illustrated by Lloyd. There was an old woman who lived in a small bit of a house. The house would have been just right, for she was a small bit of a woman, except she could throw nothing away. For, she said, what you throw away today you will surely need tomorrow. Except at last the house was so crowded, the old woman could not find a thing that she needed. One day she cried, "It takes me so long hunting for what I've saved, I've never get anything done. I never have time for a party. I need a bit more orderly house." So she thought, and then she decided there is nothing more orderly than the alphabet. Everything I have begins with one letter or another. I'll just put it all in the order of the ABCs. So she arranged everything in her closet, aprons, blouses, coats, and the cupboard, bowls, cups, dinner plates, and the icebox, eggs, fudge, garlic. And so she did with everything else in her house. But though it was orderly, she could not always get at what she wanted. One day she cried, "I need my quilt, but it is under the piano," because quilt starts with Q and that comes after P. Piano starts with P. "This won't do. I need a big house with all the rooms in the order of the alphabet. Everything that starts with A will go into the A room. Everything that starts with B will go into the B room. That will be orderly." She called her brother Sam, who was a carpenter, and asked him to build her a perfectly orderly house. "First room first, Sam," she told him. "Start here beside the fence and build the attic." Sam scratched his head, but once the old woman wanted something, no arguing would stop her. Sam built the attic to keep her quiet. "I can hardly wait for the house to be finished," said the old woman as she brought the aprons to the attic, with all the other things that start with A. "When the house is finished, I shall have a big party." Then she called to Sam, "Dig a big hole for the basement." While the old woman was packing a box of bowls for the basement, she called to Sam, "I just remembered, you must put a bathroom in the basement. Then make a large closet for lots of things. Cat, canary bird, everything else that starts with C." So Sam built a very large closet, and after that, the dining room. "Why are you putting your dresses in the dining room?" Sam asked. "Isn't your closet big enough?" "Dresses start with D," said the old woman, "and so does doorbell. Put the doorbell in the dining room, and then finish the entryway." "What will you put in the entryway?" Sam asked. "Eggs," she said, "for the cake for the party." Said Sam. He finished the entryway and then went on to build the family room and then the garage. "Shall I put your car in the garage?" he asked. "No, car starts with C," the old woman said. "But the closet isn't big enough," he argued, "and you can't get an automobile into the attic." "I will find a place for it," she said. Sam shrugged. He built the hallway and then went to find ice for the igloo. By now the house went along the fence to the bottom of the hill. "Oh, I must have a junk room," said the old woman, "because I do have a lot of things that are just junk. All I have to do is decide which things they are." "I'm glad I don't have to decide," said Sam. Sam got on with the junk room, the kitchen, and the laundry room, all going up the hill. The music room went across the top of the hill. As fast as Sam could build, the old woman put things away. She scolded the moving men. "You know the piano doesn't belong in the music room," because piano starts with P and music room starts with M. Next, Sam built the nautical knick-knack room for their great-uncle's nautical knickknacks, and then the observatory, and then the parlor. "You don't have a bedroom," he told the old woman, while the moving men were putting the piano where it belonged in the parlor. The old woman thought for a moment, and then she told Sam, "I shall have a quiet room with a quilt on a queen-size bed." So Sam built the quiet room, and then he built the rumpus room, and then the study. When the men brought the rocking chair into the rumpus room, Sam put his foot down. "That's my restful chair. I don't want it in the rumpus room." "But it starts with R," said the old woman. I'll not nail another board to this house if they don't take it back," Sam said. "You're getting tired and crotchety," said the old woman. "We will bring the couch from the closet so you can take a nap on the sofa in the study." And then she thought, "I'll move the rocking chair later." "Me crotchety," Sam said. "Huh." But he did enjoy a long nap on the sofa. After that, he built the tennis court, and the old woman brought all the things that start with T out onto the tennis court. Now the house ran along the fence and up the hill and across the top and down the hill to the river. "What's next?" said Sam. "The understudy," she told him, "because the study needs propping up. And then after that, please build me a vestibule." "And what will you keep in the vestibule?" Sam asked. "A variety of vehicles," she told him, "including the one I will drive to town." So the old woman thought about what she would have for her party while she waited for Sam to build the waiting room. Then she waited in the waiting room to see that Sam made the X-ray walls out of lead. "Do you have an X-ray machine?" Sam asked. "Not yet, but I might get one someday, and I couldn't throw it away just because I didn't have room for it. Now, I need a yard for the yard arm of our great-uncle's yacht." "Sloop," said Sam. "Yard arm starts with a Y, so it belongs on a yacht." Sam yawned and put up the yard arm behind the X-ray room. He was glad the yard wasn't much work. Then finally Sam put a fence around the meadow. "It will make a fine zoo," he said, "in case you ever need one." "Now I can have my party," cried the old woman. Off she went to the kitchen to make the cake. She went to the study for the sifter. Then she had to go back again for the salt. Then she looked for the milk. "Oh dear," she cried, "the milk is not in the music room." After a minute she remembered, "I put it in the refrigerator in the rumpus room so it wouldn't get sour." Isn't it fine to know where everything is? She did have to go back to the study for sugar. Then she was off to find butter and baking powder. "It saved me steps remembering they were both in the basement," she told herself. At last the batter was mixed and in the pan. She took it to the observatory to put it in the oven. She sat on the ottoman for a rest. Finally, all was ready. The old woman sat on the ice chest in the igloo writing invitations to everyone in town. And then she put them in the mailbox outside the music room at the top of the hill. The next day, everyone came to her party. Sam came too. "This way," the old woman called from the attic. "The party will start after I show you the house." It took almost forever to see all of the rooms. Everyone was hungry by the time they arrived at the zoo. "Are there cookies?" children asked. "Cookies and cakes and cold cuts are in the closet," the old woman told them. "Children belong in the closet too because both start with C." "Is there ice cream?" they cried. "In the igloo," she told them. Everyone looked everywhere for party things. They found plates and knives and forks and spoons and napkins. But then they were hungrier than ever, so they looked for the things to eat. Appetizers were in the attic, hamburgers and hot dogs in the hallway. They hunted for mustard and ketchup. They found turkey and bread and lettuce and pickles in all the unexpected places. The old woman told them that ladies should eat in the laundry room. The men took their plates to the music room. Some men were gentlemen. They ate in the garage. A woman took her potato salad from the parlor to the waiting room. Other women were there, all wearing white, eating watermelon. They all talked about the party. It's like a treasure hunt, they all said. At last the party was over. Thank you for having Sam build your house, and thank you for having such a nice party, everyone said. We've never had so much fun. The old woman waved goodbye from the attic. I've never had so much fun either, she said, but I'm tired. I'll put things in order after I have a cup of tea. Then she sighed, but I'm too tired to walk to the tennis court, or to the quiet room, or even to put my glasses in the garage. All I want to do is rock in my rocking chair, but that's in the rumpus room. Suddenly she remembered. I never did move the rocking chair back to the rumpus room. Sam is so stubborn. Where did he put it? Did he take it back to my old house? She went down the attic steps and crossed the grass to her old wee bit of a house and opened the door. Sam, she cried, what a perfectly orderly house this is. I thought it was just what you wanted, Sam said. Then he gave her a kiss and whistled his way home. And Sam was right. It was what she wanted all along, a perfectly orderly house. And perfectly orderly it stayed from then until forever. And then she went to bed, and then the kitties went to sleep in their basket, and they all said good night. There you go. I hope you enjoyed the book. That's the end.